Bonjour. Bonjour.
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7. About the last episode, if you want to see my reaction video about the last episode, I'm gonna put the link. About the last episode, like I said during my review, it was a good episode, a great episode, but it was really a fan service episode, you know? It was really just about pleasing the fans with scenes with the big and main duo and, you know, relationships of the show. Like we had a moment with Carol and Daryl, we had things about Carol and the King, Daryl and Connie, Rosita and Siddiq, Rosita and Eugene. You know, we had really Alpha and Beta, of course, and Alpha and Negan. Really, we had great moments and great scenes, like Beta teaching all of this stuff to Negan. It was really great, but it was not working for the show, it was not working for the storyline. It was almost like it was just there. The last episode was just there to please the fans, to give to the fans what they want and what they are waiting for. And it's almost like, okay, you wanted a time with Carol and Daryl together, you wanted a time with Beta meeting Negan and Negan meeting Alpha. You wanted a time to ship or not ship Eugene and Rosita, Rosita and Siddiq. You have it. And really, for the show, for the storyline, the only real informations and actions that we had during the last episode were about Negan. And we finished the episode 5 with Negan meeting the Whisperers, and we finished the episode 6 with Negan meeting Alpha. Okay, that's it. That's all. Really, I don't have a lot of things to say about the episode 6 and what happened during the episode 6, because in fact not a lot of things happened during it. We saw that Rosita was sick and that a lot of people were sick, and we can think that it's related with what Gamma, you know, did with the water, with poisoning the water and all of that, but it was not explicit, and it was really just like that, you know, a little scene like that into the whole episode. And that's it, really. We can resume the last episode with only 3 sentences almost, and for me it's not great. And it's great because, you know, it's a fan service episode and I'm a fan, so I'm glad to have moments like that, but I prefer that moments like that, moments for the fans, moments that we are expecting for, are into, you know, real episodes. I don't know if I can say that, but really into moments of actions, into moments of The Walking Dead moments, you know. Like right there during this last episode, I had the impression that it was just moments for the fans, one after the other one, and just some things about Negan and the Whisperers, but really just moments for the fans, moments for the fans, moments for the fans. And I don't like that. I like to have a storyline well built. I like to have moments for the psychology of the characters, for the evolutions of the characters. I like to see characters who are evolving. I like to see, you know, stuff like that in The Walking Dead. For me, The Walking Dead, it's okay them fighting with the dead, but it's also them fighting for surviving, and also about, you know, moral codes and ethic codes to survive. And I like that about the show, I like that about The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, about that universe. And right there, since the beginning of this season, it's really about our guys, our crew fighting with the Whisperers. That's great because the Whisperers and Alpha are really great villains, you know, and it's really great to fight against them. But it's not enough for me, you know, for this side of me who is liking the show because of the psychology, because of the moral codes in society, in that society, in this universe. I don't know if you can understand what I mean. You know, maybe Lydia and Negan are representing more that aspect of the show during this season, the redemption aspect, you know. Both of them really are representing that during this season, and it's interesting to see that. I'm still believing that Negan is bluffing, that Negan is playing with the Whisperers, that Negan is gonna bluff with them and at the end is gonna betray them. I still believe that because of what happened during the episode 5, the fact that he wanted to save the mother and the son, the fact that he didn't want to follow that Brandon who wanted the old Negan to be back, the fact that he killed that person who wanted the old Negan to be back. Okay, he has a new Lucille, okay, he has his old coat, but he changed, and things that he said during the episode 5 made me think that he really changed. The fact that he considers, you know, Alexandria, Hilltop and all of these places like places where you can be fine and where you can be safe, and the fact that he said no when Brandon said to him that the enemies of my enemies are my friends, you know, he said no to that. He's really not considering the Whisperers as his potential friend. So you know what happened at the end of the episode 5? He knew where the borders were, he knew the rules of the Whisperers, so screaming like that into the night, into that forest, into that place where he knew that the Whisperers were gonna come, it was on purpose, and for me it was on purpose because he wants to play with the Whisperers and at some point betray them, and maybe it can be a good thing, you know, if he's betraying the Whisperers at some point to be in our guy's side, maybe finally he's gonna have the full redemption, you know, everyone is gonna forgive him, and maybe he's gonna come back, you know, into our guy's group with that card, the I save you card, you know, so it can be something new to be back into the group, to be accepted into the group, something like that. We'll see. We'll see about that, but it's my theory for Negan for this season. I think that it can be great to see him like that. For the other characters, I'm waiting to see where the writers want to go with Carol, the King and Lydia during this season. Some things, you know, were written during the first episodes to show us that their evolutions during this season were gonna be important, but I don't know where they want to go with that, so I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting also to know what Siddiq did or saw. Okay, he has PTSD. Okay, it's really difficult for him to remember all of that, and is trying to not remember all of that. I can understand that, but having flashbacks, you know, in each episode since the beginning of this season, it's playing with the feelings of the viewers, and I don't like that, and it's a little annoying, you know, at least for me, but I can understand that. But at some point, you know, you can't do that during all of your season, or even, you know, the first half of the season. We are at the episode 7 and we don't have anything. We don't have even, you know, like a 1 minute scene to show us a little about what happened. No, we have really nothing, just picture like that. It's not enough, and it's beginning to be annoying if you are repeating it during all of your season, or even during all of the first half of the season. At some point I'm gonna be like, come on, that's it, we want to know the truth, show us the truth, and let's be done with that, at least for us. Okay, Siddiq is gonna have PTSD for a long time, okay, we can understand that, we can all understand that, but if you don't show us why he has PTSD, at some point it's gonna be annoying for the viewers. That's my opinion. Okay, enough talking, let's go for this episode 7. I was just saying that we didn't have enough about this flashback. Are we gonna finally see what happened? Please! and you're still giving her water to kill her. We've got it! It's the water which is poisoning all of them. Really? We've got it. You don't need to insist on that, you know, we are not stupid. Yeah! We're gonna see more. You know that I'm not watching trailers for episodes, so I didn't know that we're gonna show it during this episode. That's great, finally! Dog! Carol, I love you, but don't be like that. I'm scared of the extremes that she can do, you know, the extreme things.
I know them too. But if you let him see what you have here, an idea like that is dangerous.
Show them! I don't know how, but show them! Maybe show him and then release him. If you can change his mind, him back with the Whisperers, he can change all of their minds. Am I going too far? What did you do? What did you see? My theory, maybe Alpha said to him, you have to choose who is gonna survive to spread the message, and he is blaming himself because he chose himself. Okay, you made him watch. It's not just that.
You have children. Just the one. And there are more. You are. I'm an only child.
Liar.
To eat.
Excuse me? You can do whatever you want with him now. You know that I'm against violence and I'm against them killing him. But really, you did that? More water, more poisoning. I hope that it's not gonna be too late when they're gonna understand that. Carol! No, 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 no. I'm not okay with that. It's just the slave of Alpha. You can't... Carol. Daryl? No, please.
I would never betray Alpha.
For sure. I believe you for that.
She sacrificed her own daughter for us.
Show him, Lydia. Show him, Lydia.
And I am willing to give my life for her.
Make him doubt. Yes. Just show him her face. Come on, she can be in the same place, in the same room, without speaking. Really? Daryl, I love that you are overprotective with Lydia. Right now you are not thinking right.
She's actually a pretty good writer.
As kids, we always try to take the long way home around the lake.
You said we...
Brother or sister? These questions. You know, digging for intel. I suppose I should be doing the same, but what's the point?
It's beginning to work.
Affection doesn't make sense.
What is happening to you? Did she poison the food? Tell me that she didn't. He's dead?
Did you give this? Yeah, pain and inflammation. You killed him. I never let him up being packed because you packed it.
What? Did I miss something? She didn't believe that you were dead. Oh, Alpha saw it. Mm.
He has a daughter. Is that all?
He had a brother who loved cars.
After his sister's child.
What? What? You're gonna make it calm. You.
Remain strong. Have a baby here. Men.
Alpha finds out.
She won't.
Okay, and now?
I'll help. Because it's not your mess to clean.
What is she gonna do with Lydia? She's gonna show Lydia to the horde. Show us, please, Siddiq, show us. What did you do? Siddiq? Rosita helped you? She's sick like hell?
No, I want real shit.
Me too.
River's been eating milk for weeks. Still.
Please. I'm not sure I'm ready for it.
People are dying. Don't say. You know why? It bothers me so much.
Because it's not funny.
Just think about how much I miss her.
I miss her also.
Even terribly.
Don't talk about Tara. No. Not Tara. No.
And now I get to watch it over and over and over. And I did nothing. Just watch.
It's just that. I mean, just, you know what I'm meaning by that. I really thought that something else happened, you know.
Still can't figure out why you're sick.
You're in front of it.
Even eat the same things.
They are drinking the same water.
Go home, okay? Go.
Thank you, finally.
Take it, or I'll burn it.
It can be dangerous for her to have it. You know it, Aaron.
Alright. No more digging. And you answer, got it?
Gamma.
How many people do you have?
Let him go.
That's it. Yes, she's alive.
No.
Gamma, you're gonna say it to everyone.
Your mother told her people that she killed you.
You used me.
Ah.
Lydia, I'm sorry.
You're just like her.
Ouch! It hurts so much.
You said you wanted me to choose a side? I choose mine. You can't go out there. You can't stop me.
Don't stop me now. Whoa! Ouch! It hurts so much. Lydia, what are you gonna do? When Daryl is gonna learn that,
It's gonna be okay.
you're sweet, you too. Oh, let's go for another flashback. Let's go. Enid! No. You were that one? He knows that you know. And now, one of you has to die? Stick! No! No. Carl died for you. You can't die. Carl died for you. No. No! Carl died for Siddiq. I'm really mad. I'm really mad. Carl died for Siddiq. Siddiq can't die. Never. No! Carl died for him. We can't lose Siddiq. If Carl died for Siddiq, Siddiq can't die. Do you understand the logic with that? I'm not allowing it. I'm one of the fans who were really angry when Carl died, but I was like, okay, he died for saving someone. That was beautiful. That was a real beautiful message, you know, a real reminder of what this universe is about, you know, about surviving, about saving people, and right there you're killing the one that Carl saved? No! Siddiq, you know, okay, I liked his character, but I was not in love with his character. And you know, with all of his PTSD thing, with all of the flashbacks, with the fact that he was trying to kill himself during this episode and all of that, I was pretty sure that before the end of this season something bad was gonna happen to him, but not dying. Because for me, really, I believed it since the beginning. Carl saved you, so you're one of the characters who can never die. For me, it was logical. For me, it was like a truth for all of the show, for all of the seasons. Carl died for him. Really, I was not a fan of Siddiq, so I don't know why I'm that much angry if it's not because of Carl. Because for Siddiq, I was not a fan of his character. I liked him, but I was not a fan of him. Like, it's even a good cliffhanger and a good surprise, you know, to discover that Dante was one of the Whisperers, that he was the one who was holding Siddiq and all of that. It was a good surprise, you know, made by the writers at the end of the episode. It's a good choice, it's a good cliffhanger. It can be a good thing for the rest of the season, because each time we're gonna see him as a rat, you know, into the group, and we're gonna be like, what is gonna do next, you know, why is he right here, what is his purpose really? So it's gonna be interesting to discover that during the rest of the season, and it was a good idea and a good cliffhanger for your episode. But killing Siddiq, again, it's not because it's Siddiq, it's because Carl died for Siddiq. I don't know if you can understand the difference between those two things for me, but it's really like that. And I said during my intro that I had enough about Siddiq PTSD, that I wanted to have the truth and to be done with that. I said that during my intro. I'm still thinking that, and I was glad to have finally the truth during this episode about Siddiq and his PTSD, you know, and about what happened. I thought that something else happened than just him watching them dying. It was really watching them dying like that. It was really his PTSD, and we can all understand that, of course. And that cliffhanger and that idea of making Dante, you know, one of the Whisperers and the one who was holding him to watch them dying, that's a great idea, that's a good idea. And that's also, you know, justifying all of these flashbacks during all of these first episodes. I was saying that I had enough of them, but knowing that Dante was involved into them, and it's a big thing, so that's why we had to wait until, you know, this episode. That's logic, in fact, so I can understand that now. And I said it, you know, if Dante knows that Siddiq knows, one of them has to die. But yes, I think that I really believed that because Carl died for Siddiq, he couldn't die. Never. Something like I believed in, but without really thinking of it. When Carl died, I was so sad and so angry and all of that, that the only thing that reassured me, you know, that comforted me, was the fact that he died because he was saving someone, he was saving Siddiq. So I think that in my head, really Siddiq couldn't die, never, because of that. I never said it, but I believed it since that moment. So to have him right there being killed just like that in not even a minute, it's too much information, too much emotions and too much flashbacks, you know, for me, for what I felt when Carl died. I can't just accept that Siddiq is dead just like that. Even if I have a reasonable part of me who is okay with that, who is like, okay, I understand what the writers did with that and it was a good idea, it was a good cliffhanger and it can be really interesting for the rest of the season, I can see all of that. Don't talk to me on the comment by saying that, oh, you didn't understand it. No, I understood it. You just have to listen to my review and not just leave me after the reactions part. I'm mad, right there I'm mad, so I can be mad at you also, you know, so no, don't tell me that I didn't understand it. I really can see all of that, and I can also understand why the character of Siddiq was beginning to be a little annoying, even for the writers. I think that they didn't know really what to do with him, you know. Since the moment that he's the only one who is surviving to what happened during the last season, to build something new with him, it can be really difficult, because of course he's gonna be haunted at life by what he saw, so I can understand that for the writers it was, you know, an issue, and I don't know how to say it in English, c'était une impasse. My first reaction and the emotion that I'm gonna feel every time that I'm gonna think about it, it's gonna be anger, because of that, because of the fact that even if I never said it and I never thought of it, I really believed that because Carl saved Siddiq, Siddiq wouldn't die, never. Yes? I don't know how to explain it in another way. Are you angry also about that, or am I the only one? I mean, I don't think that a lot of people, a lot of fans were really fans of the character of Siddiq. I don't think that they're gonna be really mad because of Siddiq dying, you know, his character. Okay, the fans, they loved him, but he was not one of the favorite characters. I'm really more sad because of, yes, it's like killing Carl another time. I'm sorry, maybe it's extreme to think about it like that, but for me right now, Siddiq being dead just right there, it's like killing Carl another time. I can't think about anything else that happened during this episode. Carol tortured that man. Carol used Lydia by showing her to Gamma. Gamma was crying at the end. Okay, that's interesting also, but I can't concentrate on that. I can't think really about it and give my opinion about it because my mind is not focusing on it, not really. I think that it's gonna be interesting to see how Daryl and all of the community is gonna react when they're gonna know what Carol did and what Aaron did. That's gonna be interesting to see that, to see their reactions, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Carol is gonna take what Lydia said to her during this episode. That's gonna be interesting to see if it's gonna have an impact on her or not, and if it's gonna have an impact or not on Daryl and Carol's relationship. I don't know what Lydia can do now. It's gonna be interesting to see what Gamma is gonna do with that information. Of course, it's gonna be interesting to see that. to see if she's gonna say it to the other whisperers just like that, or she's gonna wait a little, she's gonna take more information from Aaron now or not. We didn't see Negan during this episode. I want to see him and to see how he's evolving, you know, into that group. Are we gonna discover him, you know, into one episode just because he's gonna take the mask off and we're gonna discover that it was Negan, something like that? That can be fun. And that's it. I'm not gonna talk more about this episode. I have to be honest with you, I'm not really thinking about the rest of the episode if it's not this end with Siddiq dying. And again, I understand all of the reasons of the writers and the characters to do that, but for the symbolic of it, because of Carl, it's killing me. It's really, yes, it's really killing me. Tell me, what did you think about it, about that end, if you understood it or not, and if you thought about Carl or not. Am I the only one who thought about Carl just like that? In 1 second, I really thought just about Carl. I think that I never really accepted his death into the show, and that's why it's almost like too fresh for me, too soon for me for killing Siddiq, you know? Maybe that's why. It's gonna be always too soon for me to kill Siddiq because of Carl. You know me, you know that even if I'm gonna cut that camera, I'm gonna still continue to be like, kill Siddiq, they killed Siddiq. Carl saved him. You know me, you know that I'm gonna continue no matter what I'm filming or not. Because it's like that, I'm like that, I'm not lying to you with my reactions, and I'm not lying to myself also, you know. I know how I am and that I can't change. I'm tired of myself, even if I know myself and even if I'm honest with you right there, I'm tired of myself because I really know that I'm gonna spend some minutes, maybe some hours to be still angry with that. Okay, we have to finish this episode. Okay, so it's all for this episode. It's not all for me because I'm gonna think about this episode for some hours now, still. But it's all for you for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Hey.